Hi, everyone. Over the next 2 days, we are going to continue and conclude our work in Lesson 19, describing comparisons. Today, we're going to be taking a closer look at an article about wasps. And I would like you to use what you've learned about how ideas in sentences and paragraphs are connected to help you deepen your understanding of this content. I would like you to pay special attention to comparisons that are being made in the article. And I would also like you to take a look at these words to know. As you read, look inside, around, and beyond these words to figure out what they mean. The words are mixture, recipe, and ingredients. And I would also like you to take a really close look at this picture before we even begin to read, to see if you can make a prediction of what this article is about. So this article is entitled Writing on a Wasp's Nest, and it was written by Casey Hartung, and it comes from a magazine entitled Appleseeds. So starting on page 318, paragraph 1, here we go. You're outside on a warm spring day. You hear a buzzing sound over your head. On a nearby tree branch, you see a nest shaped like an upside down umbrella. Wasps. Are you scared? Or do you try to get a better look? Now think about this. A nest like that one led to the invention of something you would have a hard time living without: paper. Before paper was invented, the ancient Chinese wrote on pieces of silk cloth, but silk was expensive. The empress, or queen, of China wanted something to write on that would be cheaper and easier to make than silk. So she asked a palace worker named Sai Lun to find a new material to write on. This happened about 1,900 years ago. According to the story, Sai Lun remembered seeing an empty wasp's nest as a boy. The nest was made of a strong, lightweight material. Sai Lun knew that if he could create a material like the wasp's nest, he would solve the empress's problem. The job wasn't easy. It took Sai Lun 3 years to come up with the perfect mixture: tree bark, scraps of fishing nets, and water. He boiled and beat the mixture into mush. Today we call him the mush pulp. Then he stretched a piece of cloth across a wooden frame and dipped it into the pulp. When he lifted the frame, a thin layer of pulp remained on top of the cloth. After drying in the sun, the layer formed kogsa, which means paper made from bark of mulberry tree. The Chinese were proud of Sai Lun's invention and tried to keep the recipe for kogsa a secret. Slowly, traders from China bought kogsa to Japan, Northern Africa, and Europe. As the use of kogsa spread, the ingredients changed. In Europe, the people used cloth rags instead of tree bark. The rags worked well, but there were not enough to make all the paper that people wanted. Today, paper is still made in the same basic way that Sai Lun made it thousands of years ago. Wood is cut into small pieces, then broken down into pulp by large grinding machines. The pulp is sprayed onto a wire screen and heated until the paper is dry. We make different papers for different uses: soft tissue, stiff cardboard, colorful construction paper, smooth paper for computers, and glossy paper for magazines. They look and feel different, but they are all made from wood. Would you have thought that a wasp's nest could lead to a product we use every day? Before you run from those wasps, thank them for sharing their recipe for paper and changing our lives. Then you can run. After all, you don't want to get stung. All right, we are going to come back together for any last minute questions before we get started on some questions on a Google form.